guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to episode 24 now of TNA Making an Impact. We're 2 weeks away from Hard Justice, so getting on the road towards Bound for Glory, and we've got some actual storyline development this week. You know, we've got a lot of matches, but more so angles than usual, which is good. It's going to give you an idea of the card we've got going forward into Hard Justice, and some will have an effect on Bound for Glory. So already got a couple of matches scheduled for Bound for Glory in my head. I'm just hoping to write the right stories and hopefully take these on a journey that will make you really care about the matches at Bound for Glory, and you know, hopefully it's decent storytelling. But you can only find out as time progresses. And yeah, we'll crack on with the show. I do feel some storylines haven't flowed as well as I'd hoped, but it's more so because I've not been able to book a couple of shows back to back. Time constraints and it being late at night kind of prevents me from recording and then straight into another show. So it's kind of been broken up by a lot of my WWE save. But I'm hoping, you know, maybe try and get 2 or 3 episodes churned out in one day, and then stories will start to get a bit more good. So we'll drop in with this episode. It is TNA Impact. It is the 3rd week of August 2016. Hope you enjoy the show, guys. So we have a sellout 3,500 in the America Sports Centre. And we start the show with the lady in charge. Of course, it is Karlee. She says, "Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you big news. We are only around 2 months away from the biggest show of the year, Bound for Glory, and it's time we start looking towards that. So I've had an idea. This is the Bound for Glory Challenge. At Hard Justice, we will see 3 matches with the winners having a match at No Surrender. However, they will be joined by a 4th participant who will be a winner of a Battle Royal and an Impact after Hard Justice. So what will happen is we're going to have a Fatal 4-Way at No Surrender with the winner of the Battle Royal and the 3 winners of matches at Hard Justice. All face off at No Surrender, the winner therefore becoming the number 1 contender and challenging for the title at Bound for Glory. So who has this opportunity to qualify at Hard Justice? Well, we can confirm that Matt Hardy and his Broken Ways will face Bobby Lashley. His brother Jeff will take on Eli Drake. And in the final match of that night, we will see James Storm take on Magnus. Best of luck to all our superstars, and to those who weren't mentioned, best of luck in the Battle Royal afterwards, including if you lose, you have a second chance in the Battle Royal. So just adding a little bit there, and she just says at the end of it, enjoy the show. So probably need work in getting her a bit more over, getting her entertainment skills up, as it was only an E26. But hopefully we can really start building up towards a big match, a couple of big matches, at Bound for Glory. So it was a poor way to start the show, unfortunately. It killed the crowd's initial enthusiasm, and it killed the crowd a little. Negatives, just for starting the show poorly. But we start off with a poor match, and it's the team of MVP and Tyrus defeating the Bro-Men in 10:27 when Tyrus defeated Jesse by pinfall with a G grip. In terms of in-ring work, MVP was head and shoulders above the rest of the guys in the match. But a C-53 is not bad, considering we had a poor opening segment. Robbie E is getting better at his gimmick to get the crowd interested again. MVP came out of the match looking good. Robbie E with 35, Jesse with 28, Tyrus with 54, and MVP with 69. So happy with that. And let's look at the worker improvements. Tyrus improving Jesse. Both of them, improving performance skills, which is good to see. And negatives. We need to work on Jesse Goddard's. He seems to be the one that's kind of struggling a little bit. So happy with that. Next up, after the victory, MVP decides to take the mic and he says, "Yo, EC3, me and Tyrus, we've just destroyed them. Just like we're going to destroy you and your friend at Hard Justice. Now we've given you a week to go out and find yourself a partner. So come on, fess up. Who is it? Did you can find anyone? Since let's face it, you're nothing but a loser." Trouble then hits, and EC3 comes to the top of the ramp. Ah, MVP, always cracking the jokes. I like that about you. In fact, it's the only thing I like about you. Now, I did go out and I did get a partner, and thankfully, didn't have to travel too far to find someone who would love to kick your ass. Now, he's not here tonight, but I can confirm, and joining me at Hard Justice to take on you two will be the one, the only, the legend, Rey Mysterio. MVP looks raged. He's very furious by this news, while Tyrus just laughs because of the noticeable size difference. So a C62, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The control of the company storyline continues, and hopefully these will have a good match at Hard Justice. So that's put in. Let's go. Next up and about, had some decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. We had Phoenix defeat Trevor Lee in 809 via a Mitora, I believe that is. Apologies for butchering that. That's a C minus 54. Phoenix is getting better at his gimmick, as is Trevor Lee. Phoenix had a 59, Trevor Lee had a 42. No skill improvements here, but the build up of Phoenix begins. That's another good match between these two. So hopefully again, long term Trevor Lee will be massive. The company. After the match, Phoenix celebrates with the crowd, but a promo will be told by a jealous bystander at the ramp. This is of course Kenny Omega, who does his usual evil laugh before saying, "Phoenix, is that all you have? Do you seriously think you can challenge the powers that be, the greatest, and I mean greatest X Division champion of all time, Kenny Omega? You may have been informed that we will face off at Hard Justice. All that will happen is I will destroy you. I'll show you that this place is like no other, and this place is Kenny frickin' Omega's place. So be warned if you wish to survive." So a D plus 48, and yeah, Kenny Omega with the promo there. Hopefully we can continue to build him up. As I say, he's going to be a long-term player for us in the X Division and probably a little bit further up the card. But then backstage, and we have seemed to bump into a very strange alliance that is formed for this season, for this episode. Laredo says, "Oh mate, I'm pure buzzing to be tagging with you tonight. Gonna be proper barrels of laughs, man. Show these wasters what we're all about." Apologies if you're not Scottish and have no idea what he's just said there. Lethal says, "Grado, I don't even know what the hell you just said. Just be ready for tonight. O'Shea and Bennett cannot be taken lightly. We're going to need you on your A game and no messing about." Grado says, "You know what, mate? That's what you're after." So Grado and Jay Lethal, maybe a strange alliance there, but just a chance to really try and build up Grado and put him in with a guy like Jay Lethal. Can hopefully benefit both guys, and adding Grado in adds a little bit of entertainment, a bit of comedy to some of the segments. So D43, worker improvements, none, dirt sheet, low morale for Jay Lethal. The matchup itself had some subpar wrestling and little heat, as Jay Lethal and Grado defeat Mike Bennett and Aiden O'Shea in 809 when Grado beat Aiden O'Shea by pinfall with a wee boot. This keeps Lethal and Bennett away from each other in terms of the pinfall. A D plus 50. It's pretty decent considering Grado has got a lot of skills to learn. But Mike Bennett's getting better at his gimmick. A very surprising great chemistry between Lethal and Grado, so that's pleasing. We may do this partnership more often. Grado with a 34, Jay Lethal with a 58, 37 for Aiden O'Shea, and a 47 for Mike Bennett. Aiden O'Shea's improving technical skills, and you'll see quite a few negatives there. Surprisingly, only psychology for Grado, which I didn't expect. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Next up, an extremely short match where Bobby Lashley defeat Braxton Sutter in 2 minutes and 16 with a spear. C-55, simple squash match for Bobby Lashley, giving him some momentum. Lashley with a 63, Sutter with a 34. I don't have anything for Braxton Sutter. There's no skill improvements in this, obviously. A few negatives there, mostly for Braxton Sutter, but that is what it is, and it's a good win for the Destroyer, or the many other nicknames that Josh Matthews has given Bobby Lashley. Next up in a terrible match, Sienna defeated Brooke Adams in 708 with a cutthroat, E-38. Brooke Adams is only around for a one-off deal, so don't worry, she's not back. She just was a name that was available locally for a one-night deal, and Sienna was obviously someone we want to build, so a good victory for her. But Brooke Adams with 31, Sienna with a 40, she gets the victory. Brooke's improving for performance skills, but most importantly, it gets our future knockout, pretty much the cornerstone of the future of this company in the women's division, a good victory. She then cuts a promo. After destroying the one-off returning Brooke Adams, we have a few words from Sienna. Gail Kim, your time around here is about to come to an end. Brooke Adams, here, our previous generation of TNA Knockout, destroyed. Angelina Love, destroyed. Velvet Sky, destroyed. That leaves you and you alone. With that added bonus of you being the TNA Knockouts champion, you have a massive target on you, and I will destroy you next. Plus 51, actually a decent promo considering she's not very over. It continues the rookie versus veteran storyline, and yeah, all positives there, apart from the announced team's low experience. They have a small hype video shown, and it is the champion of TNA, the World Heavyweight Champion, Stu Barrett, and he says, "I'm sorry, I can't be there, folks, but a champion has to act and behave like a champion. So I'm back here in the UK doing a media tour for TNA. So Drew, I'm not ducking you, mate. Just behave yourself. I'll be back soon." Boom. So C62, just explaining why Barrett's not there, as of course Drew Galloway is involved in our 8-man tag main event. Next up and about, they had some decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Shibata continues his dominance with a victory over Sami Callihan in 750 by stoppage after Sami Callihan was beaten down so much he couldn't continue. First time using a stoppage finish, which I might use more often for Shibata. C-56. Callihan with a 38, Shibata with a 63. Shibata's getting better and better. Just absolutely destroys the new recruit Sami Callihan, which then leads to him obviously being destroyed, and Shibata's dominance continues here in TNA. Continues the beatdown post-match before running from the back as a now healthy Rockstar Spud. He gets in and he chases Shibata and nails him a few punches to make him stagger towards the ropes, and then drop kicks Shibata through the ropes. Shibata makes for the exit, though Spud checks on the fallen Sami Callihan. So at D44, the War from the Underdog storyline continues. As I say, these two will collide at Hard Justice. And it's just showing it's not all this one way in this feud, even though we are making Shibata very strong. It's giving Spud a little bit of a chance. Our co-main event is a decent match as Matt Hardy defeats James Storm by 656 with a twist of fate. D plus 50. Matt Hardy was off his game. James Storm with 46. Matt Hardy with 50. Not very good in terms of an overall rating there. But it is what it is, and hopefully it doesn't affect our final show rating too much. We then have a promo from that, which says, "Since Brother Nero is not here tonight, it is over to me to make a statement. Brother Nero shall not win his match at Hard Justice. He will not become a future TNA champion of the world. Brother Nero has one more match against me. I will not rest until Brother Nero is defeated, till Brother Nero is no more, till Brother Nero no longer exists. This man has been deleted from my world. He is gone. He is a loser. And Nero, whether you like it or not, this will be your fate, even if it's the last thing I ever do." So C61 tried to put on some sort of accent there, and it just went even more Scottish than usual. But it's a decent promo there, Matt Hardy. Just really try to get him some momentum before this feud really comes to a head. We're going to have one big match down the line. Then, just before our main event, we then have a promo from Drew Galloway. At Hard Justice, I get my rematch with Stu Barrett to reclaim my TNA World Heavyweight Championship. The last time I wasn't at my best. The fact there were another two superstars in the match didn't help me. But this time I'm ready. I am mentally prepared. I am physically prepared. I am ready to give Stu Barrett the ass whooping of a bloody lifetime. You just awoken the beast inside me, Stu. Let's hope you can handle that. So a B-74, very good promo from Drew Galloway. Championship storyline continues, and overall, That's the kind of promos he's drawing out. You know, if we keep getting him over, there could be some big promos ahead. And we finished the show, a match I thought could have maybe squeezed into the B-minuses, but in a decent match. EC3, Drew Galloway and the American Wolves defeat the foursome of the BC, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega and Nick Jackson in 15:03, when Drew Galloway defeated Nick Jackson with Future Shock DDT. Kenny Omega was a weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performances. The C65. Matt Hardy's getting better at his gimmick. Eddie Edwards with the 60, Richards with the 64, Galloway with the 71, Carter with the 75, far surpassing the 59 of Nick Jackson, the 58 of Matt Jackson, 46 of Omega, and the 62 of Adam Cole. Continues the Bullets to Will storyline. So it could have been a lot better, but Galloway improves technical and performance skills. There's going to be quite a few negatives there. I just need to try and balance it my shows, because that's us having an 8-man tag at the end. Fair enough, we did get a lot of stories told, we did get a lot of the undercard used, but this is us without Stu Barrett, without Rey Mysterio properly being used, and without Fergal Devitt being used. So probably need to manage my roster a bit more. Devitt, paying big money for him, we'll have to kind of justify that by using him more. Overall, C65 continues the tradition of increasing in 18 regions, which is of course the UK, US and Canada. So all positives there, happy, a good rating, and it leads us into our go home show where we're going to have to try and get as much storylines over the line as possible. So quick look here. Aiden English says he gets nervous. 4 matches. Don't think there's anything else is there that really concerns us. TNA Impact was good, but some people found it underwhelming. That's worrying. Look at the size. Still hitting mostly 50s and 40s. So again, it's going to be a slow process getting to national. But if we just keep going at a decent pace, keep making money, then I'll sure be delighted. Prestige is decent. Momentum at 34. Still the 3rd biggest company. 2.22 rating. And all I can take is that Matt Hardy thinks that Spud is very clumsy. So we're going to end it for this episode, guys. As I say, another week before Hard Justice. And it's a 2-week turnaround to No Surrender, which will then give us a big build up to Bound for Glory. Probably going to move Bound for Glory to the 4th week of October just to give us a proper long run and a 6-week build. I know it doesn't give long between Hard Justice and No Surrender, but some of the matches have been made already for No Surrender with the Fatal 4-Way, and it gives us a long time to build for a proper real WrestleMania type feel for Bound for Glory. So as always, thank you for watching, it's deeply appreciated. You can let me know what you thought of today's show, what you think of the TNA series in general. You're booking TNA yourself, let us know how you're getting on. Still to decide what I'm going to call the championship belt, but I'm siding towards getting back to the Central Championship. Let me know what you think of that, and as always, any comments regarding even your saves, guys, honestly, let me know how you're getting on. Happy to talk about everybody else's save, doesn't just have to be about mine. Well, let me know how you're getting on. We can compare stuff in that, but as always, any comments, likes and subscriptions are always deeply appreciated. Just remember to give your fellow TW bookers around the scene some support, whether it be via YouTube, Reddit, or the Grey Dog Software website. So as always, thanks for watching, guys, deeply appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you next time for the go home show towards TNA Hard Justice. Bye bye, take care.